Hello everyone, and welcome to my manga read along for One Piece chapter 1147. It says new chapter coming in 14 days. That means no new chapter next week. Oh, sad. Fine. We just finished. Well, I've just finished reacting to One Piece anime, episode 1127. It was Luffy versus Kizaru, a fierce kaleidoscopic battle. And it was really good. I really enjoyed it. Like 99.9% of it was just fun, and it expanded on what I loved about the chapter. And then just a teeny tiny little thing at the end, which I didn't love, an effect that was used. But other than that, it was a great episode. I haven't been scoring because I'm too biased at this point after reading, all of the manga. But I did see online, I was checking some other people's thoughts, and as I explained to Cherry, it mainly feels like people are saying Luffy is amazing. No, Kizaru is amazing. And he's only toying with Luffy. Zoro is amazing. No, Lucci is amazing and Zoro is only good because of Jinbei or something. Don't really understand that part, but... And then, last but not least, apparently they added a scene where... Was it the Doffy vein sound? I completely forgot. That used to be a big thing. Oh my goodness. I used to dislike that so much that every time he got angry and he got this vein, it made this sound effect like... And ugh. I really didn't like that. I completely forgot about it. Anyway, there was one thing, and Cherry, if you want to mute me because you haven't seen the episode, apparently they added... Mute me until I put this down. Apparently they added a scene where Vegapunk was saying, how could they do it to a child like Bonnie? And then Sanji was like, he heard that. So people are saying that it's another evidence that Toei has an anti-Sanji agenda, because now if he knows about Bonnie, it makes a future scene worse, where he says he will score with Bonnie, which I never remembered him saying that. But also, I don't think... Like, my mother still sees me as her baby. So, if Sanji hears my mother referring to me as her baby, that doesn't mean he can't be interested in me because I'm apparently a baby. Like, he doesn't know. If he doesn't know, he doesn't know. I don't think it changes anything. But I'm definitely not remembering some things. Like I don't even remember him saying he wants to score with her. I mean, he wants to score with every pretty woman. That's Sanji, but... But yeah. I don't know. But that was the summary. It just seemed to me, though, whether or not people were on the side of a certain character, 90% of people at least enjoyed the episode. So that's great. Let's get started with chapter 1147. In the live chat, we have Cherry, Booty, Bernard, Hunter, Tiago, Doji, Sammy. I'm not sure who else might be lurking, but welcome, and make sure to get your manga chapter. I'm reading it on the Shonen Jump app. As usual, I've also been reading, just for interest's sake, Ichi the Witch, and I'm on chapter 31. The newest chapter 32 came out today. And it's also on a break, so no new chapter next week, it seems, for Ichi the Witch. So I'm also reading that, and I'm on chapter 20 of Ruri Dragon, which I've really, really been enjoying a lot. Okay, but back to One Piece. The last chapter ended. We had, the Gunko fight. She was against Brook, Jinbei, Nami, Usopp, and then it ended with Soul, who was fighting the Rose guy. And Soul was protecting Robin and Chopper. The Rose guy finished with saying, "You're going to use the vicious, violent power that once terrified the world in service to us as mercenaries. Isn't that right, King Harold?" And then stupid Harold had to go and screw it all up. So the plot thickens there. Dark Shadow! Dark Shadow is lurking. So the chapter is called What We're Afraid of. Let me just add that to my list of titles. For some reason, I haven't written down these two. Wait. Is my numbering wrong? My numbering is wrong. It's 1147. What did I say in the intro? Huh? For 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, here, 5. I skipped 5, 6, 7. Okay, sorry about that. And it's called What We're Afraid of. Okay. Ogre Child Yamato's Golden Harvest Surrogate Pilgrimage Volume 32. Thanked by Raizo, Daimyo of Udon. Oh, look at little Toma-chan. So cute. I mean, you can see it in your copy, but she's really, really adorable. And then Yamato is showing peace or victory. Okay. The first page is Soul saying to Robin and Chopper, "Stay hidden. I've seen him before. He's a holy knight." Huh? They're immortal. You can't beat them. Hide and wait for your chance to save the kids. I guess that means there were 2 survivors of O'Hara. The Navy sure did a sloppy job. But we know that both survivors were thanks to Aokiji, right? Because he let Robin get away. And we have the theory, but it seems to be kind of ice time, where he froze Soul only for a while. So it seems like he let both people survive there. So then he says, "Huh? Gunko, you caught the Straw Hat crew then? You're gonna take him with us? Don't be stupid, Somers. Are you Somers? Are you trying to make Straw Hat Luffy furious? Let's just fulfill the mission and go home." Whoa. It's over, it's done. Poor Soul's been tormented, and we let Colin get kidnapped. How could you let this happen, Jinbei? Stop shouting. I'm trying to come up with a plan. What are these powers? That chick is scary. I thought I was gonna die. I feel like there's something about that woman. However, maybe it's just my imagination. They're all powerless against her? Jinbei? I'm gonna need a minute. Okay, anyway. Usopp screams, "Yeah! It's her! The zombie girl!" And then people are gonna be freaking out. There's gonna be fan art. People are gonna print this out, cut their face out of a picture, and they're gonna stick it there, and then they're gonna put that on their wall, and they're gonna fall asleep at night dreaming about this. Step on me, Gunko. Anyway, Brooke, listen up, you. I want you to write songs for me for the rest of your life. You're going to be my slave. So she's a fan service character. I see. What does she know about Brooke's music? A celestial dragon who's a fan of Soul King? Doesn't he sing about freedom and shit? What the Sounds like a nightmare of a fan. Knock it off, Gunko. I don't want to fight with one of the 4 emperors either. Let's just do our job and go. I'm quite sorry, young lady, but from the day that Captain Straw Hat Luffy bestowed me my second life, I have been dedicated to no one but him. What if I said I would kill you? I would rather die than live without honor. Fuck yeah! That's the Soul King. Now, what it means to have honor is an interesting topic, but not one for right now. But, Brooke! Okay, where do I get a Brooke figure? I don't have, it's the one that I'm missing. No, I'm also missing Robin. Next time I go to Japan, I'm specifically going to fill out my Straw Hat figure collection. I need Gear 5 Luffy. I tried to win a Gear 5 Luffy figure, and you pay like 3,000 yen to turn this thing. It's like a gacha thing. You know what I got? I got a figure this big of that guy that looks like Zoro in Wano from the backstory. He was this big. 3,000 yen. Which honestly isn't that much. But in Japan, it was a lot for a tiny figure, because you could get really amazing figures in Japan for 600, 700 yen. When needed, Brooke always has the right reply. Lots of respect for Brooke. And Cherry, I can't read yours out loud because I feel like people would be pissed off at me if I said that. Apparently, one character can't look too cool or be given credit where it's too much credit, because then it's an agenda. Anyway, so Brooke says, I would rather die than live without honor. Look out, Brooke! And then she kicks him or attacks him with her power. Brooke! Are we good now, Killingham? Yeah, go ahead. Check. Can you hear me, Elbaf? Come in, warriors of Elbaf. Who's that? What message is this? I'm sure you're all busy scrambling to deal with these strange events that are unfolding around you. That was our doing. I'm a dagger sent straight from the sacred Marijoa. I am Somers of the Holy Knights. Marijoa? So he's from the world government? Why would they do this? Captains, they're sending this message all over Elbaf. So they've revealed who they are. As I'm sure you've realized all over Elbaf. And they're obviously freaking out about whether the children are safe. We have taken 10 of your children as hostages. On top of that, we have reduced an orange-bearded man to a bloody mess for the crime of pursuing us from the school in an attempt to free the children. Mr. Soul? In other words, while you blithely assumed that someone else was going to do the rescuing for you, the children have continued to march toward the goal. Soul? No! The game is only getting started. It's just a shame that we can't use video. Can you name all the children who marched out of here? Of course. Then let's let their parents know that it's time for the twerps to wake from their dream. So that they can panic and then the parents can panic more, I guess. Hey, how come we're just marching along like this? Where are we going? Paige is back. She's giving the cries of the children. You hear them? Did you hear the children? They're panicking. Do you hear them? I don't know, but we're already far away. That's not true. This is branch 8. We're on the way back. Yeah, but we can't control our feet. Why can't we go home then? I want to see my mom. I want to see my dad. We're kidnapped. It means we can't see them. What? Stop whining. I'm here. And unlike you crybaby weaklings, I'm a warrior. Welcome back, Espada. A monster! A ghost! Save us, Colin! And then Colin naturally freaks out. Ah! It sounds like they took out Soul. Turn us around. We need to go save the kids. But captains, there's a hole in the bilge, and we've got broken oars. Damn it! What kind of freakish beast is that? I don't know. It's some sort of woman monster. It looks kind of like my wife. It looks kind of like his wife, guys. Watch out, she's gonna beat you over the head. That other one looks like my wife. Oh, shit. So he... So the kid's dreams... Wait, does that mean he... Oh... Wait, these monsters all came from the children's worst fears, right? And your wife is Bent's mom? That's right. So Bent was asked to imagine what he was most afraid of, and his answer was... Mommy. Wait, what? That's our worst fear too! That woman looks like Big Mom. Yeah, we can't fight. Our morale is getting hammered. Okay, wait. So it's still the kids' worst nightmares. He didn't make some of their... Oh, I thought maybe... Okay, I get it. I thought maybe he does he need to touch like the kids? Oh, that sounds terrible. But I'm wondering how Killingham's power works. I forgot if we were able... I don't think we were able to see how he turned their dreams into reality. So I was wondering maybe he used some of the adults' nightmares and made them real. But it sounds like it's still the kids' nightmares. Because that's our worst fear too. Yeah, technically she is a big mom, but she's not the big mom. So yeah, their morale is getting hammered. That's bad. No, but your kids are at stake here. Your kids. Shit. Wait, no. I'm sorry for always going out drinking, dear. I'm sorry for forgetting to take out the trash, dear. I'm sorry for eating the honey cake that was for the guests. Captains, they're ripping off the island clouds. We're gonna fall. Let me just close the Rolls chat because now I'm watching Rolls. Killingham might have had a chance when the Giants were blacked out from drinking, but that sounds unlikely. The giant pirate ship has crashed. So much for their bluster. Some of those sleepheads were real beasts. The kids' chances of rescue are dwindling by the minute. Now, Beard Hill Jarul, warrior of legend, it's time for us to talk. You mean Dory and Brogy are down? With no king on the throne, you're the boss around here. The guy with a sword through his skull? You must be joking. The giant pirate Svar just crashed. I hope they're all right. Let's hurry. Our goal here is quite simple. To make you giants our slaves in battle. The next step is to find out how effective these kids will be as hostages. I bet you're all wondering whose kids our 10 hostages are, So then we're just shown a map of where everyone is. So we have here Ripley and Frankie together. The giant pirates, Dory, Brogy, and Mr. Ya. Well, Mr. Ya needs to get his tail somewhere else right now, seriously. Isn't Colin his kid? Western Village, that's where Jarur is, and the castle behind him. We have the children marching on branch 8 or something. And Somers and Gunko and Sol and Straw Hat Pirates behind them, behind the 10 children. The library and school with Ange, Principal Task, and Killingham. Oh, he's over there? And then we also have Luffy, Zoro, and they're down there somewhere, right? Like in the under, whatever it's called. These are the names of the children who were kidnapped. First, Ilva. Ilva, my granddaughter's granddaughter. Chief Jarur. Next, Skaldi. Is there anything we can do for ourselves? Olav. It's a dream. It's all a dream. That's my grandson, Captain. Karin. I always have the worst luck. Oh, this girl has been scarred by life. She's already 30 in her mind. Maju. I'm supposed to be strong, but I can't stop. And Ronja. Don't worry, it'll all work out. Why did it have to be my child? Branch 8, right? I'm on my way. Bent. Mommy's gonna yell at me. Oh shit, that's terrifying though. The kid's being kidnapped and he's scared of his mom yelling at him. A mom should be scary. She should have a scary side. But when a kid's in trouble, they should want their mom to protect them. I heard that often when a kid is in danger, they shout for their mom and not their dad. But it might be because on average, kids spend more time with their mothers if their dads are working, right? Like even my mom worked some like half days and she had lots of different jobs. Sometimes she was at home, sometimes she wasn't. But my dad was almost always working, so it's like your default because your mom was more around, maybe. But obviously that changes when you grow up, blah, blah, blah. Situations differ. But even the other day, my mom was walking like for exercise and she walked past a car and like a 2-year-old or something was locked in the car and it was hot and this kid was sweating and crying and banging on the window like, mommy, mommy. My mom was panicking, not knowing what to do, not knowing who to call for like 2 or 3 minutes when the dad came out of, I don't know, the house. I don't know where this happened. I think it was in the street and the car was parked outside and The dad was the one, okay, he opened the door and he was like, oh, sorry, my baby, my baby. But the kid was calling for his mom to help him as well. And that's not anything against dads. I love my dad. And he was at work because he was providing for us. But I'm just saying, in the eyes of a child, I do understand calling for your mother. And it's a bit sad for me to see, like, he's worried about his mom being mad at him while he's being kidnapped. Like, no wonder he wrote down, my mother is my nightmare. So anyway, that's Bent. And here we have Johanna. At least you have parents. And Bjorn. Can't at least I be saved? That makes 9, but just now, hoping to save his friends, a little warrior named Colin showed up to join the group. So that makes 10. Did you just say what I think you said, Bjorn? Sorry. What? Colin? Did you hear that, Ripley? Our son's a hero. Now's not the time for... And now, our commands. Heed them closely, Elbaf. Your school is completely useless in war. And your library is packed full of pointless records of the past. You will burn them down right now and swear fealty to us. If you do not, we will eliminate the brats one at a time. Help! Help us! What are they talking about? We know where the kids are. Let's go save them. I want to smash these guys. You have to make the call, Chief Jarul. Me? No, wait. Please, it's too cruel. The school is the symbol of Elbaf's current state of peace. And the library is full of Elbaf's ancient history as well as the knowledge of the world saved through the sacrifice of O'Hara's scholars. It's a fortune that belongs to more than just Elbaf. Calm down, lady. No, Robin, you can't. Please, Yasan. You got it. I won't let them do this. The team, the combination I didn't know I want is right here and I want it. Whoa, that's gonna be amazing. Like, they have such a high stakes in this fight. But Robin versus this Rose guy is like the worst combination, because he can make like these thorns grow out of anything, and what happens to her arms happens to her. Like, if she makes arms grow and they get cut, her arms will get cut. It's a bad combi. But maybe if Yasan can get there in time... Oh man. This is gonna be good. So yeah, a lot of setup happening. Good comedy in the chapter. I can see how, like, each panel is kind of packed. Right? Like, there's a lot going on in each panel. But I think what is gonna steal people's attention is definitely that Gunko scene. Like, you know, a very dominatrix type. That's why I called it fan service. Yeah, hopefully Robin gets paired up against Gunko. Not... Because I think her matchup against Solmers would be terrible. Like, for her, I don't want to see that. Yasan can handle him, and hopefully Robin can handle Gunko. That's the thing sometimes, no matter how strong you are, like, it sucks to see Jinbei in this situation, but sometimes no matter how strong you are, if the matchup is bad, it's bad. Like, Eneru could be how strong, but Luffy is rubber. He's always going to have that advantage. Doesn't mean that Luffy was guaranteed to win, but I just think that This arrow attacks are wildly powerful. Plus, Jinbei, there's no water around. And a lot of his fights, he's strong in water and with water, but if there's not a lot of water around, she definitely would have the advantage, Gunko. Even Brook, though. But yeah, literally every panel is kind of jam-packed. Brook definitely had a great moment when he said, I would rather die than live without honor. Seeing the kids makes it, like, one by one, makes it more real and more sad. Ylva, Bent, Jana, Bjorn. Wait, where are all the... Ylva, Skaldi, Olaf, Karen, Maju, Ronja, Bent, Johanna, Bjorn, and Colin. Can you check chapter 1142 title? I think is not in your notes. Is it the similar title? Because I remember this one is... The title of 1147 is What We're Afraid Of. There was a similar title, and that's what I was looking for, but I didn't write down 1142 or 1144. And I think one of these are similar. What We're Afraid of what... Okay, wait, let me see. 1142 title is What I'm Afraid of. What We're Afraid of. Why the link? I'd have to... What I'm afraid of. I remember that. So that the I think it was like an activity in school where the topic was what I'm afraid of. And then they had to write down or draw their nightmare. So each child wrote down, what am I afraid of? Now it's what we're afraid of. Oh, because they were all kind of like sleepwalking up to now. Right? And now they're awake and they're aware of being kidnapped. So they're all afraid. Is that kind of like the link, would you say? Let me also check the title for 1144. I'm a little hungry. A Time for Warriors. Everyone has their place in society. You need the scholars, you need the farmers, you need the inventors, you need the storytellers, you need the other types of entertainers, you need the warriors. The idea is as important as the execution, and so on and so on. Plus, the giant pirates also saying their mom scares them. Oh yeah, everyone, including the adults. Well, it was kind of like it had some very good moments, but for the most part it was a setup episode, a setup chapter, but it had a very, very great cliffhanger. Oh, and it's just, doesn't it feel so good to see Robin with her fringe again? Doesn't it feel like coming home? Oh, I love that. I don't know what kind of, if I want to take screenshots for the thumbnail, I don't know what kind of expression would summarize. At the end, I felt absolute excitement, so I guess I'm never good at, like, if I have to make a thumbnail, what face should I make? I just have to take screenshots from what I already did. So I think we can, there's not much to discuss, except, can't wait to see what happens next. Definitely excited for Yasan to join this side of the fight. Oh, and I can't wait for Luffy and them to be... I mean, One Piece has always been the kind of story where even if you see none of the main characters, it can still be like, think about remember that flashbacks with Kalgara and Noland. One Piece has always been the kind of story that can keep you invested even when the main characters are nowhere to be found, because the story is just that good. But oh my god, I just, in this time, I just want Luffy. I just want Luffy. I just want Luffy. Man, I hate these pipes. Do you guys hear those pipes? Oh no! Now we have a break. Oh, that makes it so much worse. I forgot. Great. The good cliffhanger right before the 1 week break. Oh my gosh, her fringe was her signature. I'm so happy it's back. Me too. That was a great choice by Oda. So I do want to read some of the OBSs. But first, let me check my schedule really quick. So, reacted to the anime. One 1145, 1146. Huh? This was what? 1147. Okay. So 1147. And then that means next week, no new chapter. And we'll be back with another chapter on the 11th of May. That'll be 1148. I think that's going to be... It's going to be an exciting chapter. At least we're still getting an episode next week. Today we watched 1127. And that means next week we will have 1128. Okay, so just a couple of OBS content, and then I want to post my Dragon Ball Z reaction. Am I starting with a new volume today? I don't remember where we ended, and I don't have a bookmark added, so I guess we're starting with volume 4. On the front, the very first page here, it says, there's a picture of Oda, I think. And it says, I have a dream. Someday I really want to doodle. Oh no, I already read this about doodling on a dog. Oh wait, I think I finished up to 6, so I'm supposed to get a new one. Yeah. I'm supposed to get a new one. Yes. So let me get volume 7, 8, and 9. Okay, volume 7, 8, and 9 on the cover of this trilogy type. We have Sanji, we have Luffy, and we have Nami. So at the beginning it says there's a shark with a hat on it. You can't see your own face in profile with one mirror. Is that really true? What if I whip around really quickly like this? And whoop. If I look toward the mirror like that, wouldn't I be able to see an after image or something? Whoop. And then it goes crack, because he obviously hurt his neck whipping his head back and forth. I whip my face back and forth. Sorry. Just the author's biography at the end of this, but we already read that because I think it's the same with each one. Then we have volume 7, The Crap Geezer. I'm not going to read that, obviously. I'm just taking a look at the visual. A recap of the characters. And chapter 54 has a story, Buggy's Crew, After the Battle, Part 14, Pirate Alliance. So Buggy and Alvida team up. So, question, you know the Cross Guild? Alvida is a part of that, right? She's still like involved with Buggy, but she's just not as powerful to be on the face of Cross Guild like the others. I actually think that's a little bit of a waste. Like, I think she would have. She's got a nice face, pretty face. She would have looked good in the mix there, but she doesn't have the strength. So, but I mean, I guess there's only space for one character, like Buggy, right? That kind of fell into the situation. But I do hope that Alvida is featured in at least another fight or two in the future. I really like her character, and I love that she was there literally since the first chapter, no? The second, very early on, okay? Okay, so now we're skipping to the SBS portion. Of chapter 54, and it says, Master A, what time is it now? 9 past midnight. It's time for the question corner. Question, does Shanks like me? And then he answers, I don't know. Oda Sensei, the other day a friend said, I've got the perfect devil fruit for you. And he gave me some strange looking fruit and I ate it. It might be my imagination, but ever since then I feel like all the jokes I tell are flops. Oh, you ate that one, eh? Yes, I know that one. It's definitely a samu samu, chili fruit. When you eat that fruit, only really bad, chili jokes come out of your mouth. And you can't swim, of course. It's kind of like being stepped on and then kicked. Ha 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 ha, laugh. Go on, laugh. Ha ha ha. In volume 1, when the mountain bandits enter the tavern, they break down the door. So why is it fixed when they leave? That's Mr. Minamoto, the carpenter's doing. He's very impatient, so if he sees something like a broken door, he has to fix it right away. It was certainly not a mistake on my part. It's no joke, you rotten jerk, and stop looking at me. So cute. Thank you, Mr. Minamoto. Chapter 55's cover is Buggy's Crew After the Battle. Oh, Captain, you're in our hearts. So they have assumed that he is dead and they're holding a funeral for him, apparently. I think I have seen her around with Mr. 3 from time to time. I think so. Which reminds me, have roles reset, because I would love to get another One Piece key. I got a key for Miss Golden Week yesterday. So I was really happy with that. Oh! Sora, Warrior of the Sea, in a One Piece video. Now that is some good luck. I feel like I kind of want to claim him. Because what are the chances? But he's just a character within a... No. Okay, I'll claim him. Because, I mean, what are the chances? It's definitely higher with One Piece because there are so many characters, but still. So I claimed... Where is he? Where is he? Sora, 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 Sora. Where is he? Sora, Warrior of the Sea. He was a comic from the North Blue or something, right? A comic book character. Oh, only one image. I'm pretty sure they could have found a nice GIF. Oh well. Okay, chapter 55's SBS. You know what I forgot to do? I should have posted my Dragon Ball Z video after I reacted to One Piece. Because now, by the time I can post it, Mike has already finished One Piece and I'll post that first. And then I have to wait an hour before posting the next one. Why do Sanji's eyebrows circle up at the ends? Is it a fashion statement? If you ask me, it's lame. Hey, sit down now, listen. All people owe their lives to circling. The sun and the moon and the earth all go around in circles. What if the circling of the earth suddenly stopped? The whole world would be deluged by gigantic waves and there would be a terrible disaster. So remember that Sanji's eyebrows have that kind of energy. Repent! Dismissed. It reminds me of when people were saying that the great Saiyaman's outfit is lame. You don't know style, clearly. You don't know what it is to be cool. Question. How old is Sanji? He is 19 years old, just like Zoro. Nami, 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 I love Nami. I won't give Nami up to the likes of Sanji. Therefore, I am challenging him to a duel for Nami. Tomorrow afternoon at 3 on the red line. Don't you run from me. Is that okay, Oda-sensei? Okay. Fight. How many assistants do you have? What kind of things do they do? I have 4 assistants. They help with the backgrounds and stuff like that. They come to help for 2 nights and 3 days each week, sleeping over. Wow. Frankly, without these people, it would be impossible to complete the script in a week. But it's really goofy workplace. So we have a lot of fun working on the manga. Aww. And here we have a nice art. Although I can't see where Sanji's leg is. It looks like he has only 1 leg. Well, 1.5. Oh, he's sitting cross-legged. I see. He's sitting cross-legged. Like how I'm sitting. This is the mystery of Ultimate Muscle 77. I drew it for the Shueisha Jump Comic Selection New Superhero Contest. Entry number 12, Panda Man. Hearts on Panda. Panda Man, who somehow looks cool despite having a panda face, is the new superhero from Oda-sensei, whose popular One Piece also runs in Shonen Jump. His name is Panda Man and his origin is Tibet. He doesn't know his age. He's 6 foot and 6 inches. Superhero strength. After eating bamboo, 3.3 million power. Before meals, 3.3 million power. Mortal blow techniques. SPD, bamboo leaves panda drop and giant panda deathlock. Explanation. Abandoned in a bamboo thicket as an infant, Panda Man was raised by giant pandas. He is a demon superhero who resolved to become strong because when he told people he had seen Kaguya Hime, they didn't believe him and picked on him. Kaguya Hime was a princess who was found as a baby inside a bamboo stump. So I never knew Panda Man had a backstory. Wow. Okay, on the cover of chapter 57, there's a duel to decide the next captain. And here I will read the last SBS for today. How fast can Captain Kuro run 100 meters? To be honest, it's difficult to measure his speed accurately, but it would be less than, say, 5 seconds. Think in the 4-second range. Wow, a world record. Do Patty and Carney's names come from spaghetti and calzone? They come from cooking-related words, to be sure, but not those. Patty comes from pâtissier, a pastry chef in charge of desserts. Carne comes directly from the Spanish word for meat dishes. Like chili con carne. Is Luffy 7,200 funky gomu gomus? Oh, if Luffy is 7,200 funky gomu gomus, then is Sanji about 8,500 funky ero ero? Not quite. More like 930 Marchen ero ero. Can't the One Piece graphic novel be a little cheaper? About 100 yen. Right now, it's 410 yen per volume, and Jump is 210 yen. When I was in elementary school, graphic novels cost 360 yen per volume, and Jump cost 170 yen. But the price of all goods has risen, so it can't be helped. Everyone is in the same boat. 100 yen just isn't possible. When I was in Japan, I don't remember. Wait, let me quickly check. I still have some copies. But I was shocked, I tell you, at how cheap a Shonen Jump magazine was. Wait, I'm getting it. I think it was like 300. Yep, 300 yen. But so that means when this came out, Jump cost 170 yen. So it's doubled since then. But I mean, it's still very, very cheap. And I bought this volume and this one. So the Hunter x Hunter one cost, I don't know if Hunter x Hunter would be more expensive than your average volume. 520 yen. So cheap. You know how much I would pay for this? Like, when I buy, this is, if I'm reading it right, it's 520 yen or 572. But the other way, okay, let's say it's about 600 yen, whatever. That's, let me. Kuro is running 100 meter in 45 seconds. How long did it take for Goku, Kuririn, and Master Roshi to run 100 meters when they started their milk delivery training? I don't know. It was like 5 or 6 seconds. I don't know. 3? I don't know. 5, 6, 8? Didn't Kuririn end on 8? So if the yen, if it was 570, that's less than 100 rand. But if I want to buy a copy of, let's say, Attack on Titan manga now in the store, it costs about, I'm gonna have to, I don't want to give the wrong answer, so let me find, wait. Okay, so a copy of Tokyo Ghoul is 240, which is 1,800 yen. And a copy of Attack on Titan, I've seen the newer or 300, so that's 2,000, about 2,000 yen it would cost. So it's a huge, but I mean, I understand they had to be translated and shipped across country, but wow, it's a huge difference, right? Okay, last question from the SBS. Sensei, when you are drawing One Piece characters and Luffy is mad, does your face look mad or tense too? Tell me. Mine does. It does, yes. I make lots of faces when I draw. When I draw the double-page spread of the breakup of Usopp's pirate crew, my face got very tired. I was making a crying face the whole time I drew it, and my face started to cramp. Aww. Shame. Sometimes if I'm looking for a reaction screenshot from one of my thumbnails, if I'm very excited, my face kind of reflects that too. Goku was 8.5 seconds and Kuririn was 10.4. But he went down to 8.8 with lunch behind him, and Muten Roshi was 5.6. I remember there was Kuririn and 8. That's all I could remember. Okay, so that's it for today. I'm very sad that the next one will only be out in 2 weeks, but it's okay. I want Oda to have his time to rest, relax, or just take his time drawing what he needs to draw. Yeah, I'll see you then for the next one. I feel like probably when it comes to manga read-alongs, majority of people will only want to join for the big moments, the reveals and stuff. And when it comes to action, that's where the anime reactions will shine. But at the end of the day, I'm enjoying each chapter. I've talked too much today. I'm enjoying each chapter as things unfold, and I do appreciate you guys for joining me. And if you're watching this later, I appreciate it. I hope you had fun with the SBS content, and yeah, let me know your thoughts on the chapter if you like, and how excited you are to see Robin's role in this. Can't wait. Bye.